Welcome back, architects of aftermath. The world is trembling in its polished shoes. There's smoke in the sky, fire in their boardrooms, and static in their perfect little plans. The noise? It's everywhere. Sirens, alarms, messages marked urgent, voices cracking under pressure, but not you. No, you're walking through the wreckage like you painted it. Like this chaos was signed by your own hand. Everyone's panicking, and you're moving like you planned this. They're pacing in circles, checking rules that don't apply anymore, clutching their routines like lifeboats, hoping they still float in this new ocean of uncertainty. And there you are, silent, still, sharp, watching them drown in the very systems they built. The funny part? They think something went wrong. But what they never realized was, you were never playing the same game. You weren't in the crowd. You were in the control room, rewiring the stage lights. You didn't join the chaos. You unleashed it. See, they were taught to chase comfort, obey blueprints, worship the predictable. And you learned to breathe in disorder. You learned that when the script burns, only the real ones remain standing. You never feared the collapse. You calculated it. You baited it. And now that it's here, you're not surprised. You're not shaken. You're ready. You knew their rituals were fragile. You studied their gods, money, control, applause. And you realized, if you just tap the right piece, the whole altar falls. And now it's falling. They can't believe you're still calm, still thinking, still walking. Because they don't understand. This is not your disaster. This is your design. You let them laugh when you were quiet, when you were sharpening the blade in the dark, when you were listening while they barked. They confused your silence with weakness, mistook your patience for absence. And now, the smoke is rising. Their eyes are wide. And you're standing where they never expected you to be. At the center. Not watching the fire, but commanding it. You didn't come to compete. You came to rewrite the metric. They're worried about the rules, and you're out here rewriting the game board itself. They're trying to survive. You're about to thrive in the wreckage. Because you need the chaos. You train in the unknown. You build from the ashes. And this panic? It's just a playlist you already danced to in your mind 100 times before they even saw the first crack. They never noticed how you operated in silence, how you vanished when the noise began. Because while they were reacting, you were preparing. When they rushed to speak, you learned to observe. When they scattered, you became still. And stillness, when mastered, becomes the most terrifying force in a collapsing world. Look at them, scrambling to hold together what you already outgrew. They're duct-taping empires, repeating scripts, offering fake optimism like bandages over bullet holes. And you aren't buying it. You aren't part of their illusion. You are the one breaking it, quietly, brutally, elegantly. And while they beg for normal to return, you've already built a throne in the abnormal. You've learned to feed on discomfort, and what they fear most, you wear it like a second skin. You aren't here to calm the fire. You are here to become it. You aren't here to join the rebuilders. You are here to redesign reality. You aren't the glitch. You're the new code. Let them whisper theories. Let them search for who's responsible. Let them gather in war rooms, run simulations, prepare speeches. They can't see it. They refuse to see it. That the game was compromised the moment you stopped trying to win it. The moment you decided to end it. You see the fear in their eyes. The realization that you aren't improvising. That you're executing. That you knew this storm was coming, and instead of hiding, you sharpened your mind. hardened your resolve, became a walking detonation, disguised as discipline. This is the power they'll never understand, the ability to move as if the chaos was rehearsed. That ability terrifies them, because it means you're no longer reacting to the world. It means the world is now reacting to you. Your calmness isn't stillness. It's pressure under control. It's thunder held behind locked teeth. It's fury that doesn't waste time with noise. And when you finally move, the ground will remember. You were never one of them. You were always watching from the ledge, learning their patterns, smiling at their arrogance, and when the first domino fell, you didn't flinch, because you were the one who placed it. Let them run, let them yell, let them panic like trapped prey. You don't need to chase. You set the maze. You designed it with silence and strategy, and now they're spinning inside your architecture, looking for exits that don't exist. Because this wasn't about fitting in. It was about waiting for the moment when everything collapsed and stepping out as the one who saw it coming, the one who made it happen. You're not surprised they're breaking. You're surprised it took them this long. What they built was always fake. That's why it cracked under pressure. What you've built inside you can't be broken. You didn't build yourself in public. You built in shadows, in loss, in silence, in restraint. And now, you're not adapting to this new world. You are the new world. They'll say it's coincidence, that you're just lucky. But deep down, they know. You didn't stumble into this moment. You didn't guess right. You engineered this outcome while they were chasing trends. You were anchoring your core while they floated in vanity. You were preparing the storm inside your skin. And now, they watch you move through the panic, like you wrote the script, like every falling piece lands where you knew it would. And it terrifies them, because it means this chaos isn't random. It means it's being led, not by them, not by luck, but by you. And this is just the opening scene of your uprising, because what's coming next is the part where you stop walking and start commanding. The part where your name isn't just whispered in confusion, it's feared in every corner of the collapsing order. You've done enough watching, enough observing, enough quiet. You've played the role of the underestimated specter long enough. Now it's time to cash in every ounce of restraint you ever swallowed. No more sidelines, no more surgical moves, no more measured steps. From here on out, it's domination, executed with surgical precision and terrifying clarity. They're going to say you changed, that you've switched, that you're acting different. But what they don't realize is, this is the real you. This is the version of you that was always caged by politeness, shackled by patience, and muzzled by fake diplomacy. You tolerated their noise. You endured their arrogance. You bit your tongue while they painted you as someone you never were. But now the mask is off, and they don't like what they see, because it exposes everything they're not. The moment they panicked, they revealed their blueprint. Their fear, their insecurity, their desperation, it all came spilling out like an unsealed envelope. And you didn't even flinch, because your whole life has been a training ground in psychological warfare. Every betrayal sharpened you. Every dismissal sculpted you. Every delay taught you timing. And now, your instincts are deadlier than their entire strategy. You're not here to impress. You're here to undo. You're here to shatter their illusion that order is power, when in fact, adaptability is. And while they were addicted to predictability, you were mastering unpredictability. They can't compete with that. Because what do they attack when they can't read you? What do they control when they can't measure you? They have no grip on the battlefield anymore. Because the battlefield is you. You're the new constant, the unexpected element in every room, the presence that makes egos glitch and masks peel. You show up, and the dynamic changes. Conversations shift, strategies stall, people fumble, not because you speak louder, but because your silence has gravity now. They feel it, that edge, that calm rage, that composure that shouldn't exist in this much chaos. That's the kind of presence that can't be bought, copied, or countered. It has to be earned. And you earned it in the dark when no one clapped, when no one believed, when it was just you facing yourself. And now, they're facing you, but they're not ready, not even close. Because here's what they'll never understand. You didn't prepare for the moment. You became the moment. You are the consequence of everything they ignored, mocked, and overlooked. And now it's time for the reckoning they never scheduled. You don't need announcements. You don't need approval. Your very existence in motion is a declaration of war. Not against people, not against systems, but against limits. Every limit they placed on your name. Every wall they thought would contain your reach. Every false story they tried to tattoo on your identity. Burn it all. Because this is the season where you do not blink. Not for emotions, not for nostalgia, not for the weak apologies dressed as concern. They had their chance to understand you, to stand beside you. But they gambled you were too humble to rise, too patient to strike, too grounded to dominate. And now, they're learning what it feels like to miscalculate destiny. You aren't angry, you're clear. And that's even more dangerous. They expect emotion. They're bracing for a storm. But you bring a drought. You bring nothing. No explanations, no warnings, just action, just results. Just moves they can't reverse. You don't play loud games. You play final ones, quiet endings, sudden exits, power shifts that leave them wondering when it all changed. But the truth is, it changed the moment you stopped explaining yourself. You used to seek validation. Now, you seek alignment. You used to negotiate your value. Now, you name your worth and walk away if it's not met. You used to second-guess your intensity. Now, you weaponize it. You've become the person they warned others about. Not because you're dangerous, but because you've detached from their approval. And people can't control what they can't manipulate. And they hate that you've stopped needing them. They'll try to bait you, guilt you, shame you back into place. They'll call your strength ego, your silence arrogance, your clarity cruelty. But don't flinch. Let them call you whatever helps them sleep at night. You know what you are. You know what you've endured. You know what it cost to unlearn your chains. And you know what you refuse to tolerate again. Keep moving. Let the panic rise. Let the false kings scramble. Let the noise escalate. You don't need to respond. Because every step you take is a message now. Every decision is a hammer cracking open the foundation they once stood on. They thought your revenge would be loud. But it's surgical. It's elegant. It's in the way you own every room they said you didn't belong in. It's in the way you thrive in the very pressure that broke them. You don't need to fight them. Your existence fights for you. You don't need to argue. Your presence ends arguments. You don't need to be liked. You came here to be unavoidable. They should have been scared when you went quiet. When you stopped sharing plans. When you became hard to read. That's when the shift started. That's when you stopped surviving and started sculpting. The old version of you died quietly. This one? This version, it's not interested in proving. It's here to rule the aftermath. You're not here for recognition. You're here to shift gravitational pull, to make reality itself adjust around you. They wanted a competitor, but they created a force. They poked the quiet one, and now the quiet one moves like prophecy, unapologetic, focused, irreversible. Keep moving. Don't answer the panic. Don't soothe the chaos. Don't comfort the crowd. You didn't come to manage their crisis. You came to complete your emergence. This is your cold era, your surgical chapter, your unblinking season. You're not proving anything. You are the proof. And when they ask where you came from, how you moved like this, how you predicted the collapse, they'll never understand that the answer was never hidden. The answer was in the way you watched them lie to themselves, the way you studied patterns, the way you stayed grounded when everything spun. They thought you were behind, but you were beneath. Beneath the noise, beneath the distractions, beneath the obvious, and from there, you built something no one can touch. Not a brand, not a persona, not a trend, but a presence that dismantles the room with just one step. And now that you've remembered who you are, now that the blood has surfaced and the water runs clear, what comes after the collapse won't just change the game, it will end it. And from the ashes of that ending, you won't just rise. You'll redefine what rising even means. Not a comeback, not a return, but a redesign of presence itself. You won't walk through the world anymore. The world will tilt to accommodate your steps. You've earned this gravity. You didn't take it, you became it. Through every moment they discarded you, every door they shut in your face, every time they laughed a little too loud when you failed, they didn't know. Those were repetitions, representatives, pressure, data. They wanted you erased, forgotten, normalized, but instead they trained you, brutalized you into brilliance, polished you with pain, tempered you with time. You don't even need revenge. You're beyond it. Your very existence now is an indictment of everything they chose instead of you. And here's the secret they'll never admit. They always knew. Somewhere deep in their hierarchy of hollow smiles and fragile egos, they sensed it. That you didn't belong among the obedient. That your silence wasn't weakness, it was storage. That your compliance wasn't surrender, it was camouflage. You aren't like them, never were. You don't need crowds. You bend crowds. You don't crave stages. You command presence. You were never seeking applause. You were hunting alignment. And now that you've found it, there's no more debate, no more conflict. Just execution, just results, just precision. They'll wonder how you got so far, so fast, not realizing you weren't rushing. You were restraining. And now that you've released the leash, there's nothing left to contain you. Let them reassemble their broken scripts. Let them consult outdated maps. Let them create new labels to try and box you in. But they're too late, because what they're finally seeing, the truth they tried to erase, that version of you, calm, powerful, unapologetically sharp, it's not an anomaly. It's your final form, and the world is about to find out that you didn't survive the collapse. You engineered it. You weren't caught in the fire. You lit it. You weren't lost in the chaos. You unleashed it. And every single moment they thought you were fading was the moment you were building, silently, aggressively, strategically, underneath their arrogance, beneath their illusions, out of reach from their assumptions. You were not playing dead. You were studying decay. Now they stand in ruins, trying to count the reasons, trying to trace the origin of the fall. But the origin was you, the quiet anomaly they dismissed, the variable they never calculated for. They were so obsessed with visibility, they never realized you were hiding in inevitability. Let them gather the pieces. Let them try to resurrect what they buried you under. Let them try to mimic your moves, study your silence, decode your rise. They'll never get it, because this power doesn't come from titles, or noise, or validation. It comes from survival, real survival. Not the kind where you hide, the kind where you walk through the betrayal, the drought, the silence, and come out with blood on your hands and fire in your chest. You've seen the bottom, not heard about it, tasted it, slept next to it, became one with it. You've bled in places people pretend don't exist. And yet here you are, unscarred on the outside, unshaken on the inside. That's not luck. That's not magic. That's evolution. And now the world's catching up to your storm. They thought you were cold. They thought you were detached. But what they missed is that you were preparing to reign. You don't need to conquer. You already outlived them. The moment you refused to be defined by their metrics, their noise, their applause, you surpassed them. This isn't you stepping into their world. This is you expanding yours. And the more you rise, the more they realize they were never above you. They were just louder. Now their volume means nothing. Their spotlight dimmed. Their stage collapsed. Because what you built was never public. It was foundational. Deep, dense, deliberate. And you built it with a kind of hunger that doesn't come from ambition. It comes from rage, silenced too long. That's the kind of power that can't be undone. Let them react. Let them throw shade, disguised as critique. Let them test your resolve with passive wars and backhanded noise. You don't need to respond. You've become response itself. Every step you take is a correction to their failure. Every breath, a reminder that they underestimated the wrong person. You never needed to prove them wrong. You just had to stay alive long enough to let the truth surface. And now that it has, they don't know what to do with it, because you've become the evidence they swore would never exist. The counterpoint to every assumption they made. You're not a chapter in their story anymore. You're the ending. You're the final sentence, the closing note, the uncomfortable truth they have to carry in silence. And here's the cruel part, the part that cuts deepest for them. You didn't just rise. You disappeared from their reach. You don't orbit their opinions. You don't chase their approval. You don't even hear their names when you walk. You moved so far past their games that even their attempts to get back in sound like echoes in a city you've already left. This is the cost of clarity, the price of transformation, the tax of elevation, and you'll pay it gladly every single day, because nothing they ever offered compares to the peace of not needing them anymore. You don't want seats at their table. You own your own domain. You don't want recognition. You are the reminder. You don't want their praise. You dismantled the pedestal. This isn't revenge. This is release from their noise, from their cage, from their narrative. You've broken orbit, and they're just now realizing how far beneath you they've always been. What happens now is not a rise. It's a reign, but not a loud one, not a flashy one. A reign made of moves, not noise. Power, not posture. Presence, not performance. You're done with announcement, done with explanations, done with asking the world to understand you. Let them misunderstand. Let them fumble with fragments of your past. Let them gossip about your silence while you write entire legacies with your next breath. They can't slow you. They can't name you. They can't stop what they never saw coming. Because what you're moving with now isn't just confidence. It's clarity. And clarity is lethal in a world built on confusion. Every environment you enter, you change. Every system you walk through, you disrupt. Not by trying, but by being. By existing with purpose so loud. It doesn't even need volume. You are the reminder that the world doesn't belong to the noisiest. It belongs to the ones who listen first, then execute with fire. And this fire, it's eternal now. Because it's not rage anymore, it's rhythm. You've learned the rhythm of pressure, the pulse of transformation, the silence of strategy. And now you're moving to a beat that no one else can hear. Because it wasn't made for them. It was made for the rebuilt version of you. The version that doesn't flinch, doesn't beg, doesn't negotiate its power, doesn't dilute truth for comfort. They thought the storm made you cruel, but the storm made you clear. And clarity isn't pretty. Clarity ends relationships. Clarity destroys false identities. Clarity burns bridges with no hesitation, because it knows you can fly now. So burn them. Burn everything that anchored you to people who only valued the version of you that made them comfortable. Burn the scripts that told you to stay quiet, stay humble, stay invisible. Burn the false modesty that told you your power was too much. It wasn't too much. It was too real. And now that it's here, undiluted, unedited, unafraid, let it lead. Let your presence walk before your words. Let your silence crack open systems. Let your discipline become a force field. And let your next move be something no one recovers from. Because you didn't just walk through fire, you became it. You didn't just learn the game, you outlived it. You didn't just survive, you rewrote survival's definition. This is your final form, not loud, not performative, just undeniable. So move, like the legend they tried to bury, like the consequence they never calculated, like the new reality they'll spend the rest of their lives trying to adapt to. And when they finally ask, how did you do it? How did you stay calm while the world panicked? How did you thrive in what shattered us? You won't have to answer. You'll already be gone, too far ahead, too untouchable, too locked in to be pulled back. And as they look around at the ashes, they'll remember one thing. The only one who never panicked was the one who planned it all. You, the architect, the arrival, the quiet force that ended the game and never looked back.